Remember the sound of your mum shouting your name from the front door as the streetlights flickered on? That particular pitch of urgency that meant tea was ready and you'd better get in now. You'd be 3 streets away, hands sticky with penny sweets, knees scuffed from playing British Bulldog on the tarmac, and somehow you'd hear her voice cut through the noise of 20 other kids still playing. There were no mobile phones to track you down, no text saying, "Where are you?" Just that call, carried on the wind, and the understanding that when the streetlights came on, childhood's spell was temporarily broken. Growing up in 1980s, Britain wasn't just a decade, it was a feeling. If you were there, these memories don't just sit in your mind, they live in your bones. The 1980s in Britain was a world that feels impossibly distant now. It was a time before the internet rewired everything, before childhood became something scheduled and supervised. If you grew up British in the 1980s, you inhabited a specific kind of reality, one that's vanished so completely that trying to explain it to anyone younger feels like describing a dream. Today, we're taking a journey back. These aren't just nostalgic trinkets, they're pieces of a childhood that shaped who we became. So settle in, because if you're nodding along, if you can smell the rain on concrete and hear the theme tune already playing in your head, then this is for you. Number 1. Waiting for your photos to come back from TruePrint. Remember handing over that little yellow canister of film at Boots and waiting 2 whole weeks to see if your photos had even come out? Half would be blurry, someone's thumb would be over the lens, your dad's head would be cut off, but you kept every single one because they were precious. You had 24 or 36 chances, and that was it. Now we take 14 photos of our dinner and delete 13. Back then, every photograph mattered. Number 2. Christmas afternoon in front of the telly. Christmas afternoon meant the entire family parked in front of the telly, watching whatever the BBC had decided we'd watch, usually The Great Escape or The Wizard of Oz. The room smelled of Terry's chocolate orange, your nan snoring in the armchair, Quality Street down to the boring toffees. Everyone together, no phones to distract us, just us, the telly, and the slow, sleepy magic of Christmas afternoon. Number 3. Playing out until the streetlights came on. You'd have your breakfast, get kicked out of the house, and wouldn't be expected back until evening. No one knew exactly where you were. You'd build camps in the woods, play knockdown ginger, race bikes down hills with no helmets, and when those orange streetlights started humming to life, you knew time was up. That freedom, that glorious, unsupervised freedom, that's what we lost first. Number 4. The milk float rattling down your street at 6 a.m. The gentle electric hum and the clink 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 of glass bottles. The milkman would arrive before dawn, leaving fresh milk in proper glass bottles with silver foil tops. Blue tits learned to peck through the foil. In winter, the milk would freeze and push the foil cap up like a mushroom. The milkman knew your family. At Christmas, you'd leave him a tip. Now milk comes from supermarkets, and we've never met the person who stacks the shelves. Number 5. Watching Swap Shop or Tiswas on Saturday mornings. Saturday mornings were sacred. You'd race downstairs in your pajamas to claim your spot. Swap Shop was wholesome with Noel Edmonds. Tiswas was absolute chaos, custard pies, water, the phantom flan flinger. Either way, you were glued to that screen for hours. Parents still in bed. The house was yours. Television belonged to us. Number 6. The sound of the ice cream van. You'd hear it 3 streets away, that tinny green sleeves echoing through the estate. Every child would sprint home, beg for 30p, and run back out. A 99 flake, a screwball with the gumball at the bottom, standing in the street with your ice cream melting faster than you could eat it, completely happy. The ice cream van was selling childhood itself. Number 7. Getting 3 TV channels, 4 if you were posh. BBC 1, BBC 2, ITV, that was it. Channel 4 after 1982, if you were lucky, you'd plan your week around what was on. Grange Hill on Tuesday, Top of the Pops on Thursday, The A-Team on Saturday. No endless scrolling, just 3 channels, and we found everything we needed. We shared cultural moments because we were all watching the same thing. Number 8. Betamax versus VHS wars. Your family's decision, Betamax or VHS, felt monumentally important. Friday night meant a trip to the video shop. You'd spend 20 minutes choosing between BMX Bandits and Short Circuit. You'd watch your tape until it got fuzzy, and you always forgot to rewind it before taking it back. Number 9. Shell suits and thinking you looked incredible. You had a shell suit in bright purple and pink, or neon yellow and turquoise. It made that satisfying swishy noise when you walked. We wore them everywhere, to school, to the shops, to birthday parties. They were flammable, impractical, and absolutely hideous. But for a few glorious years, they were the height of British fashion. Number 10. Taping songs off the radio. Sunday night was the top 40 record, waiting for your song. You'd make mixtapes for your mates, writing the track listing in tiny handwriting. Music wasn't unlimited. Every song on your tape was there because you'd worked for it. Number 11. Watching Grange Hill. Grange Hill was compulsory viewing. We learned about drugs from Zammo, Tucker Jenkins with his duffel bag, Gripper Stepson terrorizing everyone. These were real issues wrapped up in a kid's TV show. The characters felt older, cooler, braver than us, and watching them gave us a roadmap for our own futures. Number 12. Going to Woolworths for pick and mix. Saturday wasn't complete without Woolworths. That glorious wall of pick and mix chocolate mice, foam shrimps, fried eggs, cola bottles. You'd carefully fill your paper bag, trying to fit as much as possible without it looking obvious. When Woolworths closed in 2009, it took a piece of British childhood with it. Number 13. Playing British Bulldog and somehow surviving. British Bulldog was barely controlled chaos. One kid in the middle. Everyone else had to run without being caught. Injuries were guaranteed. Scraped knees, twisted ankles, bloody noses. Teachers would ban it, but that just made it more appealing. It was dangerous, chaotic, and completely unsupervised, and we loved it. Number 14. The sound of the football scores on Grandstand. Saturday afternoon, 4:45 p.m. The football scores coming in on Grandstand. Your dad sitting forward, waiting to hear how his team did. Liverpool 2. Manchester United 1. It was the sound of Saturday ending. Now we check scores on our phones in real time, but we lost that collective moment when everyone waited together. Number 15. Getting your school uniform from the catalog. Your mum would get the K's catalog out in August. Everything was slightly too big so you could grow into it. Your jumper came down to your knees. Hand-me-downs were expected. Your older brother's blazer became yours, with the patches and ink stains. Clothes weren't disposable. They were investments. Number 16. Rotary dial phones and memorizing numbers. Making a phone call was a physical act. You'd stick your finger in the dial and rotate it for each number. You memorized everyone's phone number, your best friend, your nan, your dad's work. They lived in your head. Now we don't know anyone's number. We gained convenience, but we lost something from our memory. Number 17. CFAX and waiting for the page to load. Before the internet, there was CFAX, sports scores on page 302, weather on page 400. You'd watch the page numbers cycle through, waiting for yours. It was painfully slow, looked terrible, but was magical. When CFAX shut down in 2012, it felt like the last connection to that analog world had been severed. Number 18. Getting actual letters from pen friends. Your teacher would set you up with a pen friend in France or Germany. You'd write letters, wait weeks, then receive a reply with foreign stamps. You'd read it over and over. It taught patience and appreciation. Connection took effort, and that made it valuable. Number 19. Waiting for the charts on Top of the Pops. Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Top of the Pops. You'd watch the countdown, hoping your favorite band made number 1. You'd record performances on VHS and watch them repeatedly. When someone controversial was on, it felt dangerous and exciting. Our parents would tut. We felt rebellious just by watching. Number 20. Collecting football stickers. Every World Cup meant the sticker album. Got, need. You'd organize swaps in the playground with absolute seriousness. If you completed your album, you were a legend. It taught us about probability, scarcity, and negotiation. And that moment when you stuck in the last sticker, pure joy. Number 21. Getting sent to the corner shop for cigarettes. Your mum would send you to the corner shop with a note and money, and you'd come back with her cigarettes. 20 Benson and Hedges for Mrs. Smith, please. The shopkeeper would hand them over without question. You'd feel very responsible. Obviously terrible, but it shows how different the world was. Number 22. Summer holidays feeling like an eternity. 6 weeks of freedom. In late July, September felt like a lifetime away. You'd spend entire days building dens, riding bikes, playing in the park. Time moved differently. Days were longer. Summers were hotter. A week felt like a month. And then suddenly, it would be late August and back to school. Number 23. Pocket money in actual coins. Your pocket money came in heavy coins. Massive 10-pence pieces, old 2-pence coins. You'd walk to the corner shop feeling rich. Money felt real because it was real. You watched it disappear as you spent it. You learned the value of things because you physically watched your wealth diminish. Number 24. Playing out in all weathers. British weather didn't stop anyone. You'd play in the rain, come home soaked, get dried off, and go back out. Snow meant sledging until your hands were purple. Mud meant building dams. Your mum would say, put a coat on, but that was it. No fancy waterproofs, just your anorak and wellies. Number 25. Action figures that stayed in your memory. Your Action Man or He-Man was a companion. You'd take him everywhere. Battle scars, missing limbs, chewed feet from the dog. Getting a new figure was birthdays or Christmas. You didn't have a bedroom full of plastic. You had 6 figures and you loved them like friends. You invented elaborate storylines and played until they fell apart. Number 26. Carrying a handkerchief your nan gave you. Your nan would give you a proper fabric handkerchief with your initials embroidered on it. When your nose ran, you'd pull out this soggy piece of cloth and use it again and again. Disgusting? Yes, but it was a connection to your nan. A piece of home in your pocket. She'd made sure you had it. Number 27. The miners' strike on the news. 1984 and 1985 were dominated by the miners' strike. It was on the news every night. Some of our friends had dads who were miners. We saw the strain on their families. We didn't understand all the politics, but we understood that something big and terrible was happening. It was our first lesson that the adult world was complicated and unfair. Number 28. Pound notes and the tooth fairy. The tooth fairy left you a real coin, usually 20p, sometimes a whole pound. You'd pull out real, tangible money from under your pillow, money that smelled like copper, money that jingled. Saving up for something big was an achievement. Now children get virtual pocket money on apps. Number 29. Writing letters to Jim'll Fix It. Every kid dreamed of getting on Jim'll Fix It. You'd write in your neatest handwriting, asking to meet your hero or fly a plane. That badge, Jim fixed it for me, was the ultimate prize. Now we know the dark truth, and it's cast a shadow over those memories. But at the time, it represented something magical in our innocent world. Number 30. Knowing that, when today ended, that was it. This is the big one. When a day ended, it was gone. No Instagram story, no camera roll full of photos. You lived in the moment, because that was all there was. Your memories weren't stored in the cloud, they were stored in your mind. That birthday party, that day at the beach, you have a feeling, maybe a single photograph. And maybe that's better. Maybe we were more present, made us appreciate what we had while we had it. Growing up in 1980s, Britain gave us something that can't be replicated. We didn't have much. Our toys were limited. Our entertainment was basic. But within those limitations, we found infinite possibilities. We learned to be bored, then we learned to cure that boredom with imagination. The world has changed beyond recognition. Technology has given us conveniences we couldn't have imagined, but it's taken things to the quiet, the waiting, the being present. We can't go back, but we can remember. We can honor what we had. So tell me, what do you remember? Drop your memories in the comments below. Let's build a monument to that lost world together, because we were there, we lived it, and no one can take that away from us.